But okay, now on this week's Growing and Eating and Educating with NanBop Farm, we have goats of our own to show you. Director Andrea Bushre meets some of our new workers on the farm, but these ones have hooves.
Let's meet the latest additions to the NanBop Farm.
Hey guys, welcome back to Growing, Eating, and Educating. I'm your farm director, Andrea Bushre, and behind me, we have our newest residents here at NanBop Farm. We have our goats. These goats are actually going to be playing into our regenerative agriculture system. So we talked about our chickens before, and our chickens have a lot of problems with digesting grass that is really long. So we would either need to go through with a lawnmower ahead of them, or we could add in animals. So we got our goats here so that they can kind of be our lawnmowers ahead of our chickens, so that our chickens have smaller grass to deal with, and these guys get some good nutrients before the chickens. These goats here are retired mamas. They're around 7 years old or so. They were weaned off of their kids around 5 weeks ago, and they're also just learning how to be on pasture from the winter. So they're losing their winter fur and getting their summer fur. And so they're gonna look a little bit crazy for a while until their hormones start to even out. So as they get more grass in them, more nutrients, they'll start to look a little bit different. We also have them within a more hard-lined fence so that we can start training them on electric fencing so that they learn what their bounds are. We're also keeping them in here for about a month or so that whatever pathogens may have came from the farm that they were on to this farm, we're keeping them in here so that those pathogens can die before we put them out on pasture, so that we're not spreading any sort of disease or things like that. This is our goats' mobile shade structure. This is something that will keep them out of the sun, it'll keep them out of the rain, and just kind of protect them from our elements. We can hook this up with some chains and hook it up to our mule and be able to move this wherever they go on the farm, so that they have something to protect them from the elements all around the farm. We put this pine branch in here so that the goats had something to play with. It's also something that they use as a scratching post to help get rid of some of that winter fur. Beyond that, we're going to be using these goats as our landscapers. So tasks that we would hire a landscape crew for or try to do ourselves, we're just going to fence in the goats around it and let them do our job. So they are really good at eating our shrubs. They're really good at eating weeds that a lot of different animals don't like to eat. So that's what makes them really, really valuable in our system. So these younger goats are here to be our breeding stock. We'll be able to breed them at the beginning of next year. So we want to slowly expand our herd throughout the years. So stay tuned for more at NanBop Farm and watch our farm grow.